All right, it is that time of the day once again. It is that time. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well, feeling good. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday. Hope you were able to study up as well for today. Another beautiful day is in front of us. All right. So as usual, if you're tuning in on YouTube, just remember to check out the disclaimer. Day trading is risky. A lot of people are losing money. They say 9 out of 10 traders fail. So if you're new, especially, take it slow. Utilize small size. Utilize simulators. Remember, copy trading does not work. And then lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first, okay? Watch out for those fake accounts. All right, with that being said, there's a couple of stocks that I'm looking at here today, including VVPR, DRMA, GTC, and there was one other one which was cheaper. I didn't put it on the list, but I'll grab it here quickly. That was, well, okay, maybe not. Maybe it was CISO, but 30% gain is not really that ideal. Yeah, so LYT is cheap. Yeah, we'll leave it off. That's fine. So those are the top 3 that I'm keeping an eye on here. I'm gonna get a couple of trend lines going, and I'll be ready for the open. We got Jarvis in the building. Jarvis, at this point, you're already an OG viewer. I remember your name from a while ago. So what's up? What's up? Shout out to the YouTube team tuning in. Hit that thumbs up. So VVPR we had yesterday. This one ended up being the main stock of the day, I would say. And it looks like we've pushed up a little bit here in pre-market. So I want to go back, make sure to get the highs mapped out, which were at 550. So far today we're at 471, and we have a bit of a move here going back to 7 a.m. Highs, to be exact, are at 505. I'm going to put my trend line at $5 though. And for this recent move here, we've had pullbacks going as low as 446. So we've pushed up through VWAP. We're kind of on a bit of a mini pullback here as well. So, we'll see how VVPR does coming into the open. Perhaps we might see some continuation here today. On the daily chart, I think if we are to break out over 550, there might be room up to $10. We did have a candle a ways back that pushed up all the way to 10, so that could be pretty good if it ends up happening. So we'll see for VVPR. So it's 25. We got about 5 minutes to the opening bell. 5 minutes. Don't forget, if you're tuning in, to hit that thumbs up. All right, so for the other one, which is DRMA, let's take a quick look at this. So we got pre-market highs at 269 on a big move up, and there's been a tight consolidation here, tight flag between 15 and 30. So we'll see if this one is able to break out. Checking out the daily. The 200 EMA is around 334, which could be potential resistance. Potential. And I got a ton of trend lines from prior days. So I'm just going to get a few of those out of the way. Last time I traded this stock, the 200 EMA was 788. So we've definitely pulled back since the last time this one moved. And that was a while ago. Yeah, you know, this type of stock here, we do have some topping wicks going back to July of last year, high of 5 and a high of 380. So again, you know, just an area to keep an eye out for just in case. 380. But other than that, you know, we'll see how it does. So we saw some strong opportunities the last 3-4 days, so hopefully today's another day where we get some good action. So that looks good, and GTC, the 2-minute warning is coming up. There it is. G-Tech also sounds a little familiar. Pre-market highs here are up at 64. Low of the current range. Also somewhat a little tight, around 226. Daily chart looks okay, especially over $3. We got a bit of a gap. So over 3, potential gap to 365, and then 510 area. I'll put 370. For me, it doesn't have to be an exact price, but more so of like a range, plus or minus, right? Let's get the volume right. Let's get my share size in check. So there's a couple of things that I want to make adjustments for today, which I have written down on some stickies. So I'm just gonna quickly take a look, and I'll be ready to go. So definitely in the tighter range, I got to be a little bit more aggressive towards the scalps. In terms of leaving out orders, whenever we establish our range, I have to be careful not to have orders out too low if I'm not looking for the 5-minute pullback, because that's how I got in trouble yesterday. So I'm still in favor of putting orders out, but it just has to make sense in terms of the current range. Other than that, if the 5-minute pullback comes pretty late in the day, I want to be very careful about being aggressive on it. So yeah, let's be disciplined here. Let's see what we get. HEPA, JEF, MRU. Okay, LL. VVPR, DRMA, GTC, CORZ. So which one is going to be the one? BLNE. BLNE. IONQ. IOBT. ASPI. IMTE. CGN. TEC. RBN. CMPX. CORZ. HTZ. NKTX. TNON. CDE. So VVPR, we'll see how it holds up here. CAR. CAR. SCNOF. VVPR. SOUN. MSTR.
HOUR NBIS APP META
HOUR
RIBN
ACRV NEOV
NIO TIGR
So far, so good. We'll see if it's able to get over 5 and hold above the level.
NKTX DLTR CORZ SOUN SANA TEM WOOF RIOT MARA HTZ
CLNE
HOUR
Guys, don't forget if you're tuning in on YouTube to hit that thumbs up.
SCNI halted. CMMB will resume at 9 hours 36 minutes and 18 seconds. RXRX CORZ
HTZ
MLGO CAR SLNO HTZ
So at this small position there, I already see that I got to be mindful of like slippage as well.
SCS JFIN
MLGO RGLS HOUR TNON CNXC CAR
So I think this is going to be a big level here to see if this thing is going to hold up or not.
JEF CELH RGLS CORZ TNON CNXC CAR CE HTZ CISO
Not going to hold up.
CAR CORZ
Came close to trying, but
CCG
JEF
guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you're now tuning in.
HTZ
Just trying to see where the next opportunity is going to come.
ABTR NKTX NBIS
Not really seeing much as of yet.
Season I may resume in less than a minute. CNXC ABTR HTZ WOOF CISO CELH TNON MLGO HTZ CNXC WOOF CAR SCNI NBIS. MLGO. TNON. CAR.
QSG.
CNXC. HTZ. TNON. VVPR. CAR. CNXC. NKTX. HTZ.
Okay. Oh, okay.
VVPR will resume at 9 hours 42 minutes and 18 seconds. NKTX.
All right. It looks like this bear flag is not breaking out.
CNC.
CRBO.
I'll give it some time.
TNON. CLH.
TNON. I'm gonna check out some other ones.
NXC.
TNON from a few days ago. The daily chart, though, I don't know.
SCN. HTZ. CAR.
SSP.
TNON.
Yeah, this daily chart is not the best. I mean, it's moving up though.
VVP.
SCNI halted. SCNI will resume at 9 hours 43 minutes and 39 seconds.
By the way, VVPR still halted down.
AEBA. HTZ. CRBO.
Shoot.
CNXC. EDAP. CELH. NBIS. TNON.
ILLR.
ME. AEBA. HTZ. ME. MLGO.
We're definitely not seeing as much follow through as earlier today.
NKTX. CNXC. NKTX. MLGO.
PRPH.
MLGO also want to probably keep an eye on chart.
VVPR may resume in less than a minute. SKBL. MLGO. CNXC.
IMTX.
IMTE. IMTX.
VVPR.
MLGO.
VVPR.
ME. CNXC. NBIS. SCN I may resume in less than a minute. SHL.
VVPR still going down.
WHLR.
CRBO. MLGO. ME.
TDTH. WHLR.
WHLR. NBIS. ME.
SCNI.
MLGO. SKBL. NBIS. WHLR halted. WHLR will resume at 9 hours 48 minutes and 5 seconds. TDTH halted. TDTH will resume at 9 hours 48 minutes and 2 seconds. ME.
Come on.
MLGO. NBIS.
MLGO is moving up a little bit at 1270.
ME. IMTE. MLGO. GRRR. NIU.
Should have already been in, brother. That's a pretty terrible fill.
TNON. CNC. GRRR. ME. TNON. SHLS.
ALNU.
ESTB. MLGO. TNON.
HTZWW.
CE. ALMU halted. ALMU will resume at 9 hours 51 minutes and 27 seconds. NKTX TDTH may resume in less than a minute. WHLR may resume in less than a minute. TNON. MLGO. DLTR. SHLS. TNON. MLGO. RGLS. DLTR.
TDTH. WHLR.
OSRH.
I think there's a split between MLGO and perhaps TNON.
TNON.
KUKE.
WHLR. MLGO. HOUR. HTZ. ME.
SNAL.
CORZ. HTZ. ME.
Oh, I didn't quite get the ad. Is it coming down? Perhaps. We're not quite holding tightly against that 15 level.
ME. ALMU may resume in less than a minute.
MLGO is probably the only one if this one sells off.
ALMS.
HTZ. CORZ. MLGO.
I missed one of the bigger trades going up at 02, which wasn't good. Just didn't buy, which was not good at all. So perhaps MLGO might be the one here.
ALMS. APDN. NBIS. HTZ. CNXC. CORZ.
ALMU.
HTC.
MLGO. Geo. ESTV. HMR. MLGO.
TDTH.
It's not a great fill.
ESTV.
Let's see how this pullback does. Okay, all right.
HMR.
It definitely feels different from the other ones,
MLGO.
but hopefully you can see a continued push.
TDTH halted. TDTH will resume at 9 hours 58 minutes and 23 seconds. ESTV. SURG. CNXC. TEM. NBIS. RGLS.
RNAZ.
Can we hold up this bid?
TEM. NBIS.
Here's a seller as well.
RGLS.
This could be good. This could be pretty good here if we get a proper setup. 35 minutes.
WKSP.
RGLS. TEM.
Bid one and done.
CNC. HOUR.
DXYZ.
NBIS. WKSP halted. WKSP will resume at 10 hours and 24 seconds. TEM. DXYZ. TEM.
HIT.
Okay, that's fine. Well, let's get the pullback going then. I'm gonna take my starter here, and I'm gonna watch for the ride.
APP. TEM. TDTH may resume in less than a minute. ME. NBIS. TEM. CEG. ME.
TDTH. ME.
OKLO.
GBH.
KAR. ME. CNXC. CORZ.
ME, I wonder if it looks good.
We halted. ME will resume at 10 hours 3 minutes and 27 seconds.
SCNI.
WKSP may resume in less than a minute. CE. CORZ. HMR. NBIS. SCNI halted. SCNI will resume at 10 hours 4 minutes and 22 seconds.
We'll see how the early pullback does.
CCG. CBNA. TEM.
WKSP.
NKTX. CORZ. HMR. EWTX. TEM. HMR.
IDA.
NKTX.
We could see new lows here, it's possible.
TEM. WRD. CORZ. NKTX. HMR.
AISP.
AISP. ESTB. CORZ. HMR. ME may resume in less than a minute.
FOSL.
CORZ. IBRX. TEM. CORZ.
ME.
SCNI may resume in less than a minute.
The sellers came down a little bit, which is interesting.
TM.
Can we break?
JN.
Can we break the seller?
TEM. ME.
VIYA.
Perhaps not. At least not right away.
ME. IBRX. WRD.
RAIL.
CNXC. TEM.
We're still seeing a little bit of sellers coming up.
BNC.
IBRX.
Hmm.
CNXC. WRD. TEM.
A little close there. I was kind of low. But can we hold up though?
VVPR.
It's 85.
WOLF. WRD.
Perhaps a revisit of the lows. Because we're not holding up that 1 minute red candle. I'm going to look to scale in again.
WOLF. WRD.
SATL.
Yet again, this is pretty late in the move. It could be backside. It's like we're not seeing any prolonged consolidations like this up until like we're not getting any of this early in the move. I mean, we kind of had this right here a little bit, but so by the time the stock is so extended before we have a red candle on the 5 that, you know, again, it's probably finished. And I'm telling myself to not be aggressive in this type of dip if it comes. It could still work, but like, you know, it's not happening early in the move. It's just straight up before a real consolidation. I still think the stock looks bullish, but we'll see.
NKTX. We halted. ME will resume at 10 hours 12.
ME.
3XC.
I gotta check out ME. I'm gonna take the trade, but I'm gonna do it with a fraction of the shares that I intended to do it initially.
ETLE.
JFIN.
It's possible it double bottoms. If it does, that's great.
CNXC.
If it double bottoms, that would be pretty good.
SC in
NKTX.
I'm interested in the double bottom if this happens.
CORZW.
XYF.
Oh man, come on.
NKTX.
Come on, man. Oh, that price action was so stupid. Of course, I miss it. Of course.
IBRX.
Hmm. Dang, right idea, man. Right idea to watch it below 50. Starts to bounce and then goes back down to the low of the candlestick. I stop out and then right back up again. Alright, no problem. Fine. Great. In fact, great. Because now we can retest the high of day, potentially.
ESTV.
There's a seller at 88. Okay, so all right, I'm back. I missed this entire move here. It's not good.
HOUR.
And I'm trying to turn on this heater and this stupid home assistant not doing a good job. 16. Lovely. Lovely, Phil. Lovely. Way to murder me in the spreads. Damn, man. If I catch that freaking low properly, I'd still be holding here. Those trade, like right there, that's what, like 50 cents on 3,000 shares, or more than 50 cents. It's like 2K to the wind because I fumbled that entry. Is it gonna go all the way?
NKTX.
I should have chased it. Of course it's gonna go all the way. And
CBNA.
there's like 3 grand of profits gone to the wind. Ah, the halt is at 27. And then that seller was like a fake seller, so when it came up, it just went like immediately. So I didn't
EATT.
really jump in. Should have just jumped in. Down like it's at 1480, I think 88. There was a big seller 40,000, unless it was bought up like in one order or something.
BNCI. NDRA and LGO.
Oh my gosh, man.
18 minutes and 43 seconds.
See, now now to try to trade it here, it's like this is the depths. This is people who are holding at 1350, selling into the moon. And here I am now trying to scalp the highs.
ELUC.
Candle's about to close on 5. Big, beautiful, strong candlestick.
CBNA.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how our current range does. Well, and it's just gonna keep going. There's no current range. It's just gonna keep going.
NLGO.
Now I'm left out in the dust. Can't mess up, man. If you blink, you miss one trade. That's it. That's the whole day of profits there, unless it just keeps going. Dip, dippity dips. Oh, I probably would have got filled 70 there, so it's like no chance to really get in. I'm gonna mute my mic because now I'm just complaining. Again, for me, just a little hard to get in, so just kind of waiting.
AYR.
NDRA.
BNZI. CNXC. WMF. NKTX.
Did it just boost over those sellers like nothing? What?
MLGO.
Oh, oh my god. Oh, this. So what this extension means is that there will be no pullback. Once this is done, that's it.
MLGO.
25. 25. Come on. You know, the thing with the market that's so crazy is that going back to last week Friday and then again Tuesday of this week, I took some massive losses chasing breakouts. One was out of a halt, the other one was like a normal breakout on like Tuesday. And so I put part of my new rules here: do not chase the big breakouts. And of course, to slap me in the face, I needed to chase all the big breakouts. It's just madness here. But for sure, I think I could have done a better job down at the lows, man. I think just to buy back even 50, because I had to trade at 36 or 46. I think once it did show it was getting back over 50, I needed to load in right there and then just put my stop at the lows. And I did not do that. Instead, I felt a FOMO, like I missed the move already, and we've only bounced it up 25 cents versus where the highs were. So pretty poor management slash execution down here, where I was mentioning it's possible the stock might give a double bottom and then we can get the retested highs for the ABCD. So just brutal, 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 brutal. This is where I would have been chasing the highs. And again, not chasing the big breakouts was a mistake here. This pullback I'm not interested in because the move up is so aggressive that there's no telling where this could go. So I'm not even going to bother trying to buy this. ME, quick move up there from 120. Man. But this, honestly, with how tight the spreads are here, if you're being aggressive towards everything, with size, I mean, there's no telling, record days on this one for anybody. Record days. The pastor is here, sleeping at the wheel. Sleeping at the wheel. Watching it ME, but gotta get a good gauge on this one first. So small size, just 1,000 shares. Highs were 35.
CORZ.
Bro, man. All right, MLGO. Let's see. It seems like it's bouncing up a little here.
INQ.
So low 1650, good bounce.
CORZ.
If the 5-minute candle makes a new high, then maybe there's a chance it retests yesterday's high. I'm gonna start watching here just in case. Try to regain a rhythm here. 1744. Damn, bro.
IONQ. CBNA.
It's just a bit of an early pullback. Hopefully it doesn't retest the lows, I think is the key right here. If we can hold our levels and continue.
QBTS. CORZ.
Okay. A little bit of chop, but not really chop, just noise really. Are we holding? We retested the low.
TDM.
I'm giving that 10 cents for no reason. This is our third time here. And what's it gonna be?
ME.
Oh,
QMCO.
mother lover. It did break down, but it's like instantly back up right there.
TEM. CORZ.
I don't want to be over trading it if it's not uptrending and just moving up. So I could give it some time here and wait. What's the high here? 45. Hmm. ME is still kind of moving. Guys, don't forget if you're watching on YouTube to hit the thumbs up.
APLD. CORZ. DLTR.
Bro. False breakout.
LKC.
That needed to bounce off of that level immediately. No anything else. Low. And so the 5-minute candle failed to make the new high, so it's probably backside. Still early, but could be backside. Bro.
DLTR.
It's too much to ask for though. For this one, for me to ask for this stock to go to 30 now is like just too late, you know? Asking for too much. We already had 10 to 20. What more should I need? Nothing. Nothing more.
CBNA.
ME.
It's like the market doesn't really surprise you, but then sometimes it's like you just can't believe how strong some of the moves are, you know? almost like you're not even prepared to, like, I mean, and this is twice this stock has moved before. It's like it's so hard to believe this thing just went to 20 like it felt like 2 minutes. So we held up 60 right there. That's a good sign. You know, maybe a bit of a double bottom here, higher low again. So it'll definitely need to hold up over the resistance if it gets going. And that's going to be the key here. We got to hold above the $half and eventually make new highs. As in over 18 if it wants to retest high of day.
We halted. ME will resume at 10 hours 40
ME in the depths.
CORZ.
Hopefully this if this goes to 30, bro, I have no excuse, because now I'm just gonna chase and scalp like a madman. The hell with sitting on the sidelines thinking it's too extended, too high. I'm just buying anything at this point if it goes again. Like if we go to 30, I'm taking every single trade and I don't care about anything at that point. I will have become Mad Max.
VVPR.
Bro, I missed the trade there, getting caught moving the desk lower to sit down. So I'm gonna wait here, just keep watching. Just gonna jump in. Fuck it. I'm just gonna chase it. Just gonna chase it to the moon.
MLGO. ME may resume in less than a minute.
I could have did way better in that sequence, man. I didn't expect it to go immediately, but it's gonna go quick. Tried bringing down the desk to pull up my chair. Got caught slipping. Shit, man.
MLGO.
So why is there always something? There's always something. I hate having to say something, man. The hell with missing. The hell with missing any of that move. I don't care. I don't care if I go back to flat red. I don't care. I'm just gonna chase this thing and I'm gonna keep buying. That's it. If I go red, so be it. No big deal. Because if this goes to 30, I can't afford to sit on the sidelines. Because it's looking like that might happen. It's looking like that might happen based off of this previous high from 2 days ago. Damn, man, like this stuff sometimes so silly. Like, I gotta calm down or I'm gonna go mad. There we go, Maverick. That's how it needs to be done, right there. Man.
Control D.
It's trading, man.
HTZ.
This thing couldn't wait 20 more seconds to start moving. It's the classic saying of when you when you leave to go to the bathroom, then the stock starts to move. Bro, it's not about being satisfied, it's just missing that area, man. Like it takes what it is that it takes for me it takes a little bit of time sometimes to get into a good rhythm. And then I get into the good rhythm as in you kind of know what to expect. And now I know how I should trade the stock as well versus before I'm looking again, a bit of a longer hold on the dip, didn't chase because of the rules. Now I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna chase everything, and the move starts, and I'm putting the desk down. So I kind of missed the first two trades, which is a little brutal because I would have been already using size, and it would have allowed me to be even more aggressive on this resumption. So instead of going like 5K size, which Big Steve is implying there, I would have did. I would have did that, bro. If I'm to catch those two trades going up, it gives me a cushion. So, but to use 5K now is just a little too risky. But if the first two trades are good, I'm going for it. To hell with it. I'm gonna use 5K size or get Blaze trying. I'm gonna chase it to the moon because I'm a madman here. A disciplined mad, but despite me saying this, is the plan, right? I'm not just doing this because it doesn't make sense, but because the stock has proved that that's how I should trade it, right? Just hyper scalp it to the moon and try to keep it tight. If you lose, well, part of the deal. So it's key that when we resume, we break the double top, which is at 69 or so. We got 25 seconds. We're currently at 1929.
HTZ.
MLGO.
Don't you dare. Okay, it almost came down. It didn't.
GB.
That was it, of course, freaking size. Shit. Dip. Please, dip. Dip, dip, dippity dips.
HTZWW.
Is it done? Is it done? Maybe it's done. Oh, that was not good. That was pretty bad. My 5K size trade was a loser, which is part of the deal.
XYF.
The dip was a good size dip.
CNXC.
Type of fill is miserable. Oh, fucking bullshit, bro. Let me mute my mic real quick. I'm getting cooked with some fills. It's worth mentioning that the spreads are way more aggressive now than before the resumption. That might be all she wrote. We'll see if it keeps holding up. If not, that might be it. That might be it. So it looks like it might work out as a double top on the daily. Time for me to retire here. I'm washed after this day. Gave back 1400 off the top. Not good. perhaps a little too late. Again, you know, the scalping the highs is the way to go there, but it's this after the resumption, the spreads are bigger. It's a little bit choppy to the depths. And this could be backside. Big Steve, I went for it and got blazed, bro. I took 5,000 shares twice. The second time I did it, my order was 40 cents, 30 cents higher. That's when I kind of said the profanity. But it happened not because of the spread, but like the moment I tried to buy it, everything it just jumped up like 30 cents, the entire bid and ass. And it put me in right at the whole dollar at 20. And I was aiming for like 70 entry for, you know, the test of 20. They're killing me here.
CDTX.
Ah, what a day. What a day. Oh, what a day.
WIMI. TKN.
ME kind of pulling back. MLGO might be backside. Bro, this opportunities is just so here. Like, there's no excuse. The opportunity is here for anybody to be up what big if they execute it properly.
WIMI.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
IMNN.
Red $500. DRMA, I ended red 700 on that one. Red 500 TNON. And then MLGO 2400 to now up just 700. And missed all the good moves. Missed the bulk of everything. DRMA, I had a chance to be back in for a good trade earlier that I just didn't hit the buy button. That would have put me back to flat on that one. So that was on me for not jumping in aggressively the moment I saw the volume coming in. And then MLGO, epic fumble. It would have been nice, I think, to be a little earlier to the stock. I kind of came as this consolidation was breaking out. Would have been nice to kind of see how this played out to help gain a bit of a rhythm. But coming during the breakout here, again, just wasn't trying to like chase or buy too high. So most of the trades came in this consolidation.
ONB.
This is subpar, brother. Subpar. The worst thing now is for me to try to chase this backside. Definitely thought 30 was going to come, or at least 25, but we didn't quite get that.
LAZR.
Bro, it's I don't know, man. It's just so simple, but yet just the how you approach everything can make it messy. Not scalping, needed to scalp. Not wanting to chase, needed to chase. Which we don't get this type of stock every day though. I think that's the key, right? We gotta still think bigger picture. We don't get this stock every day. This type of stock comes once every so often, and so we can't really make our rules towards this type of environment, you know. The rules is for probability and what occurs most often, and this is more of like an outlier stock. So if you didn't capitalize properly, you know, sometimes that could be part of the reason why. So part of the deal, part of the deal. Nevertheless, opportunity, and that's all we ask for is if we can get opportunity every day.
YRD. UFG.
But not to catch one big trade in this thing is like that is insane, bro. Initially down here too, you know, I thought the 5-minute pullback could have been good, but right here I think I had shears out, but it was tight pullback even for a 5-minute pullback, which, you know, looking back, this was 1478 to 1340 for the low of that candle. SF with the big boy size. So I had shares out, hoping for this to come a little lower and then to VWAP. And then, you know, if we could have had the red to green, would have been lovely. Over here,
WOLF.
trying not to be too aggressive towards a 5-minute pullback later in the move. And so I opted to scalp here. Or else the starter position would have just came, you know, in terms of like the mindset, the starter position would have just came, and then I would have been looking to scale in lower. You know, maybe 30, and then again at the whole dollar, like 05 or 10 or 15, something like that. We only went as low as 38 this time before we started curling up.
WOLF. LAZR. WIA.
Going red early, I think maybe being a little too aggressive and not quite having the certainty of if the stock I was looking at was the stock of the day. You know, for example, right here, like DRMA, again, just I think a little aggression too early. So still making some silly mistakes here. Yesterday we did a better job of waiting the first 5 minutes or so just to be very sure. Got to stick to one rule, right, and not change it. Yeah, the last 2 days we had a little bit of a hotter action right away to start the day, but still, you know, there's a reason why I'm trying to wait the first 4, 5, 6 minutes before I really try to get involved, because we're seeing a lot of this, right? You can start off the first 2 minutes strong, and then the next 2, 3 minutes the stock is like at new lows. VVPR, another example, curled up, flagged a little, and then just broke down. Schedule 13D, I have no idea what that is. I'd have to research that. Oh, this is a brutal. I mean, the backside, if you think about the backside, the other time it was the same, right? Once it was done, that was it. Like it tanks. Short sellers are really hammering. Yeah, maybe reshorting the highs and really hammering this thing. And even the bounce that came after this drop here just wasn't really that impressive. We went from 1380 to 10, and then it only bounced up from 10 to 1140. And actually, hold up, that's not even the real area. Hold up. From 1969 down to 10 to 12. So $2, that's it. We want to see at least $4, man.
GTEC. STIM. GTEC.
Very disappointed here with this day, man. All right, take care, stay safe, stay green. I'll probably be around if something else comes up, but I think that might be it. Not seeing anything else. Can check the scans. GTEC from earlier. All right, hold up. GTEC. Okay, maybe there could be something here. Okay, we just broke over VWAP, not bad. High was at 229. We're currently at 250. So a good breakout. All right. But the key for this stock, okay, everything else is selling off. The key is this one holding up. That's going to be the key. That's the key here. Can we hold up? As long as we don't Christmas tree to the depths. $50.
GTEC.
ALUR.
CNFC.
It's fighting.
GTEC.
There's a seller 55. It's buying up the shares. So that was 57 high right there. Time. There's a new candle. Well, can we get a pullback here?
NIU.
64 is the pre-market high.
GLS.
We'll see how this plays out.
NIU.
You got to be careful of it giving a Christmas tree here, though. I think that's the yep. Fucking hell, this freaking garbage, bro. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. Great, great. Ah, the Christmas tree pattern. No pullback. The first pullback goes into oblivion.
LUNR.
Come on. And then not even a chance to get out. I'm in 35. Stop at 29. It's already at 18 before I could even try to get to sell.
LT.
Brother, the VWAP meant nothing there. I mean, it's kind of low. I didn't expect it to go below 30 at all, actually. So when it broke below 40, I'm thinking, okay, 33, 34, 35. Okay, I'll take 35. But looking for the instant, like, reclaim over 40 for some strength to then try to build a position or something. But that is no mercy. No mercy.
DLT.
Cherry on top of this of the cake for this tragic day here. And that is brutal. Brutal.
GM.
Mm-mm-mm. Bearish engulfing. Bro, this is not a great day, but I'm gonna study up. Look forward to improving once again. And I'll be back tomorrow. Decent start to the week. Yesterday, also a good day. We got caught in the big flush to start, which wasn't great. I think we've seen some good momentum, though, at the very least. We saw some good Momo. I definitely got to keep calm, cool, collected. The frustrating part of everything is that I'm seeing that there's opportunities to be green, be up nicely, and just a little bit of frustration getting caught along the way for one reason or another, whether it's mental or I'm off on the technical setup. So, going through the motions. Flat month here for me. Miserable month. Flat month. Miserable month. We're going to have to write this month off. And then just look forward to finishing strong these next couple of days and looking forward to a better April. Absolute disaster. Especially with this nice last week and a half. On the team house, it was a good week as well. Gave into FOMO on a few of the days. Overtraded, gave back. Tuesday, Wednesday, gave into FOMO. Monday was I think a more understanding day, being that I uninstalled Thinkorswim because it wouldn't load for some reason. Got it back up. I've configured my layout, saved. But for whatever reason, like the next day, it just was out of whack again. It's just the strangest thing. So, not sure if because I didn't X out the platform, because I just like locked screen and then that was it. But that Monday, rough day, came in, all my charts, everything out of whack. Had no chance to really focus on trading. Was kind of fixing everything as I was going. But that Tuesday, that Wednesday, we did our job. We were green, 1200, 500, didn't walk away, over traded. Gave into FOMO of the other guys trading still, and it's like, brother, I'm not going to trade the backside well. And gave back everything in the backside. Thursday, Friday, made the adjustment, walked away with the green. Came back to base on Monday of last week, and we hit the ground running. Monday, Tuesday was good, but then Wednesday, Thursday, we had some issues. Friday, we made adjustments. Friday was a great day, and then we took that 10,000 share on that halt. That's the trade that made me say, okay, stop chasing these breakouts. And then Monday, pretty good. Tuesday, I think was okay. But on Tuesday, it should have been a better day, I think. We also chased a breakout, 4,500 shares, in at 45, out at, I believe, 18. 1K loss plus off on that trade. Days like yesterday, VVPR, taking the big loss early. It's like somewhat easy to make money, but then again, on the other side, you have to somewhat thread the needle and avoid the losses that can come, right? A lot of trades when I reviewed were like so close, as in, I stopped out of a trade when maybe I could have potentially added some more. So still having to really have a keen eye on the multitask factor, paying attention to your candlesticks, pay attention to your level 2, and really having everything be under one umbrella, and keeping tabs on every factor that, or let's say instead of factor, all the criterias that you need. Because sometimes if you overlook one, it can kind of throw off your trade, and just like that, maybe you're selling too soon, or you stopped out too quickly, or, where you could have added. And this a good example of that is MLGO on this double bottom before the breakout. Right here, I was too tunnel vision into just scalping the move, overlooking factors, overlooking the criteria rather, not considering everything. And ultimately, again, I mentioned I tried buying this dip here. I'm in pretty nicely. Was it here or was it before? I think it was down here. Yeah, around like 10:09 Eastern time. Bro, I'm in this trade at like 44, 45. But because I got into such a scalpy mindset, it's like, this is not good. It popped up a little bit, came back down to my break even. I'm like, I'm getting out of the trade. Versus, hey, this could be a double bottom. Let me treat this with a more of a longer hold time. You kind of have to think about everything. That type of simple thought process runs through your mind. You treat the trade totally differently. Hey, I'm in at 46 and the lows are at 38. I'm risking 8 cents. Even if you include some slippage there of another 10 cents, hey, I'm risking 18 cents to see what this thing can do and maybe curl back up. Even if I'm just looking for 60 cents, 50 cents, 40 cents, that trade idea at least gives me a good start into this move up, right?
NKTX.
So there's a lot of multitasking and you got to really be locked in. Bro, I was up and then, I was like doing a study session yesterday, and it's like, bro, I'm up 1K in the first 3 minutes, like almost every time. And then from there, I sometimes give back half of that, and I gotta like try to do a better job with the middleman trades and try to slowly build the day up. Yes, with size, accuracy is important, and so I think being a little bit more cautious towards the second, third, fourth trades and looking to build the position is going to be the way to go, because we're up like 1,500 especially with the size the last week, the last 5 days. We're up 1,500. It's like if we take the first trade and say, hey, that's the day, right? We'd be up 1,500 every single day of the week of the week. So building the position, avoiding the bigger losses, that's the key. That way we push up to 25, 3K. Okay, if you have a small loss at that point, you drop down to 2. You look to keep building again. But it's going to come down to the fundamentals of the candlesticks, the fundamentals of the level 2, and fighting against the urge, the harder part, fighting against the urge in my head, in my own head. Right? My brain fighting itself, fighting the emotions rather, right? I think that's more how to say it, fighting the emotions, knowing what I should do, and then worrying about emotion. It's crazy because it's wild. Whether I'm using smaller size or bigger size, it's like the same issue, right? In a sense. At least in good news, in great news, our Tesla swing is looking okay here. Our swing account at least is up pretty big. Ah, man, I tell you. Nothing like the depths to remind me to keep studying every day. How is it possible to have a flat month? It almost seems uncomprehendable. And I'm only saying that because of how quickly I could make $1,000, right? Let me upload and import and show you guys the disaster of this month. Hold up. Bro. I'm coming next month. I'm coming correct, bro. I don't care. Next month. Tomorrow. Studying again tonight. Studying again tomorrow. Keep working out the kinks. Keep refining. Got to be patient. It's a process, especially when making adjustments. Just brutal though that the market kind of shoves a stock in your face that you really needed to be super scalpy on as you're trying more bigger picture. Because I think even for people who caught the dip, more than likely you're selling over the highs, right? And if you sold over the highs, there wasn't really a lot of opportunity to really get back in a longer pullback. So if you're in on those lows, you took the profits at like 14. It's a great trade. The stock then goes from 14 to 20, $6 a share, where you wouldn't have been able to get back in. Disaster of March. And last year, March, I think we had the banking crisis, or was that 2023? That might have been 2023. It's how fast the time is going. We got to go back to the. Let's just import from. Let's just import from the 4th. Let's import everything. No, the 3rd was the first day. The 3rd. It's gonna take some time though. All right, import trades.
NCNN.
Might take a minute to load up everything. And my mic is muted. Great, my mic is muted. How long has it been muted for? Anyhow, as I'm saying, look at the disaster of this month. Yeah, I gotta really look to install this thing that tells me on the screen. I looked into a few softwares, none of them really like work properly. But anyhow, GV came on the 7th. It wasn't until like the 3rd day this one did pretty well. We had a move up into a halt, pull back, and then a red to green. I think on this day I did fairly well in the early move. But then this kind of struggled on the consolidation and breakout here for GV. And again, this was the 7th. Monstrosity of a month here. Disaster of a month. Flat on the month. Absolute ridiculousness. More than enough opportunities here to be green. What? 30, 40, 50K? Maybe even more. So definitely frustrating. Far too many red days. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Did we have action in these days? Looks like these days might have been a little slower. My accuracy's been in the slums here, in the slums, the absolute slums. Very choppy day here. This is a disaster. Let's go to the 3rd. Was okay, I missed Monday, which I think Monday was BTAI. I wasn't here for that day. The team did do well. Just terrible month. I mean, honestly, this year hasn't really been off to a great start either. Let's see, from March 1 to today, 27th. Detailed. My biggest winner is only 2K, which is pretty ridiculous. For the size that I put out, this was the loss that I got caught in, the bigger flush. For the size that I've been putting out, and this tells me a couple of things, right? One, I'm fumbling a lot of the key areas, right? And a lot of key pullbacks, you know, similar to the one where we had that double bottom. I'm either just not in at all, or I'm not in with appropriate size. Because we're doing a fair job once we are in, like, scaling out properly. But I think a lot of the better trades we kind of messed up or missed. A lot of the better trade we've messed up and or missed. Accuracy, this is what I think needs the biggest improvement, which is going to come from a lot of the technicals and the mental side of things. So we definitely got to keep working on that. Average hold time winning trade around half a minute, losing trade around 20 seconds. Wednesday, red Wednesday, green Monday, Tuesday, small amounts. And Wednesday we had the most amount of trades and took the biggest losses. Absolute depths. More red days than green days, which is the first time in a long time this has happened. Let's see, average daily gain, average losing day, average volume, average volume. My volume, of course, lower. Looking for the bigger picture trades, less trades overall. Being scalpy, the volume adds up to like 1,000,000+ shares pretty quickly. So I think still trying to get towards a bit of a better balance in these tighter consolidations, which today we didn't really see much of that. So the tighter consolidations, let me just take a look here. Our top 2 stocks.
AAP.
There was this one here. which I came to the stock after it already was breaking out. And then, you know, just a little something something here. Other than that, it's more so uptrending 3-bar plays. A little bit of a consolidation here as well. And right here we lost trying to capture this dip. And this one we didn't really get too much of anything. ME didn't really trade ME. Was just looking at the other ones. So this one we had 2 consolidations here, 1 and 2. And then it got into that bigger range. VVPR, not much there. These are not great metrics. Not great metrics at all. Pretty bad metrics here in the month. Honestly, even the year, like pretty bad metrics. Let's look at the year to date. Year to date, the metrics is pretty sorry here. Year to date. Now, I am an optimist, and I still think this is going to be our best year. I think this is going to be our best year here. But as you guys can see, my average winning days and losing days are almost identical, which I'm not nearly as close to my 6, 7 out of 10 green days out of every 10 trading days. The ratios themselves are not bad for what the winning days to green days are. The red days are still the green days to red days. There's still work to be done for the red days, I think. You know, there's things to be done even for the green days where we can do better. But one, my volume here is almost identical, which is not a good sign. You know, whenever it's slow, and I think earlier in the month, you know, being more scalpy, we want to definitely ease off on. We want to ease off on the slower days, so we haven't been doing a great job of that. Our accuracy has been down from about 50+% on winning days. Typically on winning days, my accuracy is way higher than just 40, anywhere in the 40 range at all. So there's that. Let's see. There's a lot of things to work on here as we go throughout the rest of the year. Not a great start here. Only 50K, which, you know, honestly, it's like, from what I'm seeing, like there's individual days where if you're having flawless trading, I mean, even a day like today, MLGO, right? Bro, that tight spread going up, you could have, like, I did put out some size early, like, with that tighter spread before the halt. Bro. It might, you know, I mean, with 5K size, and you're making like 30, 40, 50 cents every single trade, before you know it, you're up 10, 15, 20K already. The numbers aren't terrible by any means, but it's like, bro, we can do way better, right? The average has been, what, 900 a day, which is even below the normal average. So it's kind of like pretty slow here. And I'm even red on a day out of the week, which is insane for being in the 3rd month in, right? So lots of work to be done here heading throughout the year, and we're complaining now, but we're gonna put in the work and just keep the course. Put in work, keep the course. Look, keep improving every single day, And then by the end of this year, I'm gonna be smiling because by then we would have already done what we needed to do. And on top of that, you know, we're gonna see hotter months too, right? Hotter days, hotter months, hotter weeks. So we're gonna be dominating, but definitely not the best start to the year.
SMTK.
I think by this point last year, you know, it's hard to always do like a year-over-year comparison because the momentum is always a little different. But this time last year, I think we're up like 140,000, something like that, 150,000 or something. Like I think we did like 150,000 in the first 3 months, pretty quickly. Things actually slowed down for me in April, May, and June of last year, before we had like the hotter end to the year. But again, if we keep doing what we need to do, it's very possible that we can beat last year's gain in one month. It's possible. In fact, I think it's likely. But what's important now is to keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the work. Right now is not time to lollygag, not time to panic, not time to anything, but time to keep putting in the work, staying patient, and know that in time, because always, you know, adjustments pays off, right? Making adjustments and improving pays off. So, and that's the way to go. But a disaster of a month indeed. A disaster of a month indeed. So we've really piled on to the red days here. Bro, watch the rest of this watch, man. There's no way. Pastor will rise above this adversity and be smiling in no time. My numbers are definitely more inflated, right? Because a lot of this, like this is like all-time stuff, which includes like the very beginning of my career, which is like a lot of smaller numbers. A lot of smaller numbers. Challenge accepted, man. Easy. No stranger to the hard work. No stranger to the hard work. So we'll see like the disparity in volume and stuff when it comes to just easing off on the slower days, things like that. And then improving on the hotter days. Or let's say being more aggressive on the hotter days. Calendar definitely messy here. Gotta clean and tidy things up. So in comparison, last year, this is how we started off the month of January. You know, much cleaner calendar, just 3 red days, right? It's like quite the opposite here. February was a monster month for scalping in general. Just, you know, I think a lot of people across like long bias traders did well. And then March, we had a pretty decent March last year as well. So definitely work to be done. Work to be done. Brother. I'm ready. I'm ready for tomorrow again. Ready for tomorrow again. Tomorrow again. Tomorrow I'll be back here again after studying and improving to make adjustments. So I'm gonna watch the film and then see what I can improve on, what I can do differently to have the better outcome. A lot of red days sprinkled here. A lot of red days sprinkled throughout. Bro. Okay, these might have been penny stocks. The volume here is absurdly high. Definitely had some bigger red days. I mean, you know, anything over 1K is a little too much. This one here, especially. This was a big red streak here to start the month. 5 days straight. And you know, like I hate it. Like I hate to have any sort of like distractions, right? But sometimes things happen too. Like in my personal life, to start the month, my car got stolen, which was like, you know, pretty disappointing thing to happen. Did that like weigh on me a little bit? Maybe. You just never know, right? I'd like to say no, but you know, there's things that can linger in your mind when there's like loss. It's like it was loss, right? Like a, you know, the team house definitely was a good experience though. But personally, when I'm there, I don't know if all the other traders might say the same, but I don't know if my trading is like the same. You know, it's just it's different trading in a new environment. Like you're not as at the comfort of your home office. So for anybody who's looking forward to like traveling and trading, something definitely to get used to. You know, being in different hotels, different Wi-Fi, perhaps. Um, Maybe even being in a public space and trading. Like if you're trading from a coffee shop or something like that, right? Versus trading at your home office, or trading in this case, trading in a room full of other traders. And the reason why it's different is because there's other voices, right? You know your own game plan, but then it is possible you could be influenced, right? Like something Marcelo does is he blasts his white noise in like one of the fancy headsets he has, so you can hear nothing from anybody else, right? Because before you know it, you're watching at a dip and somebody's saying, "Hey, like, I think the breakout's gonna come," and then it throws off the process that you had. That and you know, before you know it, just like that, you're kind of like thrown off in an area, right? There's like small things like that, and of course, the biggest thing that got me on this trip was the FOMO of sticking around. On my green days, I stuck around because the other guys are like still trading, and you know, even from like the other room, you're hearing like woo, like somebody caught a big trade, so they're like a little excited, and then before you know it, you run back over, and you're just the where you would have needed to be looking at the stock to be in the rhythm to catch that trade. You're now showing up when it's already at the high. It's almost like you're showing up to chase, right? And you kind of miss the breakout, and so those are things that can affect you in like that type of environment. Like there's a lot of pros, especially like the study sessions, things like that. So ultimately, I think we'll always walk away with way more, even if it means like a, you know, a small hit to the week that we might have had in the home office. The guys are always feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and you know you're coming back with a lot of encouragement and inspiration to keep progressing in your trading. So there's that, right? So there's a lot of good things, but it's definitely different trading in the other environments. It's like a quick tip there for anybody who might be traveling and trading at any point. So, you know, here's the calendar of the years so far. And this year, we got some work to do. 3 years ago, 3 years ago, this would have been a good year. Right? I mean, times have changed, right? 3 years ago, we would have been saying, yeah, great year, great job, you know, great point to start. So I think as we grow, our expectations grow, which is only natural, right? So, but of course, it's pretty early in the year. Again, next month we could be up 200K in the month, right? It's like you can't overthink, you can't stress, you can't none of that nonsense. But just understand, you know, the process, right? We got to trust the process. We've been making some tweaks to towards our trading to try to hold a little bit longer in some key areas, and also trying to make sure that we still have a good balance of scalping when we need to. So, you know, just working out the kinks. We're also trying a little bit with size. And honestly, you know, we haven't really had the green days that we would have wanted, but even towards the red days as well. And this one was a little tough because we took that bigger loss in IMTE towards the end. We're doing a pretty decent job, you know, managing the risk, right? We haven't had like a 10-20K red day or something crazy. But this was brutal here because we did a good job on VVPR, I believe it was. And, you know, And I look at when I dissect the day, it's like if I in that particular, and you know, it's why we create new rules as we go, right? I'm making adjustments. Typically, I would never have orders out. So when I got filled in that trade and I took that loss, it made me learn something, right? It's like, okay, this is what I can do to help prevent having the orders out, which is why today you guys only saw the orders come out in like one specific area because I'm already like even seeing how I can manage risk with having the orders out and having the range be a little bit more controlled, right? So I don't overlap a 1 minute pullback with a 5 minute pullback, which is what happened when we had that flush out. Is that I was hoping for a bigger range with the 1 minute pullback, but the 1 minute pullback already had a tighter range. So I had to, you know, in that moment, I didn't realize, like, hey, let's just cancel this and kind of wait again. So now I know that, so we can avoid these bigger losses. But, you know, if this loss doesn't come, we never go. And I don't know if the loss took me from green to red. I can't remember exactly, or if I was flat. But nevertheless, we did go red 3,500, right? It's very different if we're to then make this money to the upside and we're up 3,500. Yeah, with size you can still have bigger losses, but you know it puts you in a different position on the day. You know, IMTE came around and there was some doubt in that trade, and I can pull up the chart here. IMTE, there was some doubt in this trade right here. So we caught this dip nicely at VWAP. We were watching this tighter range, caught this dip nicely, and then this 5 minute setup, we had a lot of doubt. Now, some of it came because we were trading below VWAP, but you know, if I'm green on the day, 3,500 at this time, plus the 1K that I was up on this stock before, you know, during this consolidation, now I'm up 4,500 on the day. More than likely, I have more confidence to, like, even if I didn't follow through the trade plan, more than likely I have more confidence to jump in on this move up, because I did take 5,000 shares at 50 for this move up here. But it's like at this rate on the day, I'm just looking to get anything, right? It's like, and this is where I'm saying stick to the plan, because then my mindset kind of just changed to just take the 10 cents, which you should never do. You have to still follow the trade plan regardless of what's going on, right? So that's an area of improvement in itself. But nevertheless, you know, I probably would do a little bit better on this move up, and you know, I think this loss right here we would have took regardless. This setup had looked too good, bro. Like, I think I would have took this loss regardless. So before this red candle comes, this is how we're looking here. Beautiful move up, beautiful move up, nice strong candles, and it looks as if we're going to have a bull flag, and perhaps even if we pull back to VWAP flag, and then perhaps continue, you know, to the upside. So I started buying this dip like a madman, and good old, you know, if you can read the future, of course. But this, I mean, I got destroyed here. 20. I mean, honestly, like it happened pretty quickly too, because the high was 17 here. I took 19. Right, I took 19. So 17 for the highs. I take 19. Hold on, can we get a zoom in up here too? Yeah, hold up. Forget this thing doesn't automatically go back. So yeah, here we go. I can pull up the 5 minute here as well. Yeah, so I take 19 here. Well, we had the high of 17. It pulls back, and we had a low. Let's see, I think it's coming down. So I bought 90, and then I added 80. And I'm willing to add again at VWAP, which is at 72. My average at that point, if I'm to go full size, my average would have been, let's see, at least like 80, like 82 average. Like around 82 average, 84 average. If the lows were right around or above VWAP, you know, I'm risking like 10 cents, right? 83 to like 73 kind of thing, 84 to 74, that type of, you know, anything below that level I want to stop out, which would have been like a $1,500 loss, which I'm fine with in this particular trade. But the problem is when I added it 82, it bounced up a little 85, 86, and then the moment that this candle opened is at 60, like instantly. And I'm like, shoot, I gotta cut this trade. So I cut the trade at 61, and my average at the time is 85, and I'm out at 61. Yeah, my average would have been lower than 85 because if I'm adding at 72, it would pull my average down to like 80, either 81 or like 79, somewhere like 80. Let's just say 80. So again, if I'm risking VWAP area, I'm risking 10 cents, 15,000 shares. You know, I love the setup here at the time, but and this is similar to what we saw today, which is why trading is always going to be risky, right? Which was the stock that came later, GTEC. When you see this type of beautiful move, GTEC, right here, before this red candle come, you know, I can try and look back at the chart here and investigate, like, what led to this stock failing. Was it the pre-market chart a little weaker, a little bit more choppy on the 5-minute? Was it because of the pre-market chart? Perhaps, maybe, right? But we've seen pre-market charts be choppy and then stock goes up $5 a share. So it's hard to say if it's just a pre-market chart. Now the opening candle to start the day, we did get a little bit more of a topping wick. So I guess there was some signs of chop. But again, you know, looking at the more recent move through VWAP and how controlled it looked, right? Initially, some resistance at VWAP. We flag in this range right here. We then break through VWAP with some good strength. We gained volume on this green candle. The green candle closed fairly high. Everything looking pretty good. That more than likely, hey, we can see some sort of pullback, even if the pullback is bigger than we think, right? Even if this thing dips down to like 35 or something. We're thinking, hey, bigger flag here. And then can we consolidate? And then potentially look for the new highs again. But when the stock just, you know, like Titanic's out of there, you know, this type of flush out comes, you know, something else. The reason why I didn't lose 2,500 here is because the day has already been a little slow. This is a risk because, you know, even on a day like today, let's say MLG, I'm up 5-6K. I probably would have been more aggressive on this trade, right? My starter would have probably been more than 3,000. Let's say I took a 6,000 starter just like that. Instead of losing 400, I would have lost like 900. But I wasn't looking to add until we had more signs of confirmation. So I would have only took the starter, but it's possible my starter could have been double the size. And just like that, boom, 1K off the top. Man, this is brutal. I mean, you know, even like the 33 area, like, honestly, it's like it did look a little spicy to be aggressive. At one point I'm thinking like, man, maybe I should load the bolt here, but then it's like, okay, let's just be a little careful, wait for some confirmation. So being in a more aggressive place on the day in the P&L could have maybe encouraged a more aggressive trade. And again, that's why trading is going to always be risky, is because even when the setup can look really good, sometimes the stock still can fail. These are the worst type of breakdowns where it's not gradual, but instead, you know, very quick, taking the elevator to go down and the stairs to go up. So the risk is always going to be present. P&L today, we were just showing the calendar here. Let's pull it up. We're in the depths, bro. Terrible month to this point. Not the end of the world, but not great. Red 944 today. We had a little bit of chop early. I wasn't too worried about it because I know with one good trade we'll be like back 1K to flat. But when I'll watch back to see. I think maybe we could start a little slower today. We gave into some temptation, because we saw a strong start for 2 days in a row on MLGO and VVPR. If you guys check back those two stocks, we had like the first 2-3 candles to start the day green, and then the stock kept going. So today early, I think I did a little too much by taking early trades without all the confirmation that I needed. So DRMA lost 750, which is what really put me red. MLGO, we fought our way back. We had some great trades, and then we had some losses. Especially this one here. So we got up to 2,400 in gains, and then we took losses. This trade was the trade where I took size and got filled. The stock teleported up like this. And this is when I kind of, use some profanity and have to say, say I'm gonna mute the mic. It's just a little disappointing in this particular trade here, because it's before the break of 20, and I tried buying down here like 70, right? Tried buying like at 70, or maybe even a little below. I think there was like maybe even below 70. Like there was like a small range, maybe like 58 to like 69 range in the spread. And I tried buying, and the moment I'm hitting the buy button, the stock just jumps up to like 90, like 94 by 20, like 1994 by 20. So the 30-cent cushion that I'd been looking to have for the attempt of the break through the whole dollar was gone. And that basically would have been like my risk to get back out break even, or at least for a small gain, even if I got caught in stretch and just made 5 or 10 cents. So I got filled at 20, and then of course it didn't go, and then the spreads opened back up, and so I had to cut the trade immediately. And it's like, come on, man. Way to just like get robbed of like a 20-cent trade, and not like actually being robbed by the spreads, but in the exact moment I'm getting in, the stock decides to just jump up, right? It's like, come on, man, give me that extra second, right? The trade came on time and everything, but it just was jumpy, I guess, in that moment. So that loss was a little disappointing. The early start, which definitely was preventable, would have also allowed us to get bigger into the green, because I was only up about 1K at the highs before the losses at the end. The key is to keep working, keep improving, keep getting better, and that we will do, so we can get to those bigger green months, 40, 50K, 100K, perhaps 300K in 1 month, which I still think is possible. But yeah, it's a good place to shut it down. It's a good place to call it. Ross did like 9K today, bro. I think Ross goes easy, bro. The Ross goes easy. I think like Warrior Trading. I think that guy is going easy, bro. Back in the days, I don't even think he trades the open anymore, right? Just like 1 hour pre-market, that's it. And with small size. This guy could do, because he did like 25K a day back in 2021, 2022, something like that. Bro, in this market, because he already has it down, like he isn't still making it, me, I'm still making adjustments, right? Like if any trader has it down already, and for him it's like I remember a day I saw like 150,000 shares kind of thing, like bro, he can be doing like 40K days like easy. Especially that he's already trading pre-market too, like 40K day, 50, like 60K day, bro, every day. if he like decides to go that aggressive and hard. But you know, probably at the point where you already did so well, it's like you're just kind of, you know, going easy, less emotions. Because even as a master trader, you can still have like emotional swings. So he's probably just taking it easy, like, you know, 10K a day or whatever it is. But for sure, man, like any aggressive trader that already has it figured out can print insane numbers. And then that doesn't, like, imagine, so like on a day like today, he's probably not even going to trade MLGO at all. He doesn't even care to trade this stock. This guy probably could have loaded in easy 50K shares right here and then 150K day in this move up. Like back in the days, that's what would have happened. It's like being aggressive, still here, still looking to trade. But you know, at this point, it's probably already kind of just taking it easy. I mean, it makes sense, right? It does kind of make sense too. It just kind of depends. You already did pretty well. It's like you're just chilling, taking it easy.
DRMA.
But anyhow, stay care, stay safe, stay green. Pastor shutting it down. Catch you guys tomorrow.
DRCT.
So I'm gonna study up and look to be back.
SLN.
Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Tomorrow again.